Recording.
All right. Meeting called to order at 7:02 p.m. This is the Leadership Committee. Today is Thursday, February 20th, 2025. Introductions. My name is Rich. I'm the Vice Chair. I'll start going to my left.
Veronica Castro, Treasurer.
Ryan Barthel, Chair of Community Development and Budget Priorities.
Deborah Coyle, Co-Chair of Parks.
Alex Ellison, Chair of the Youth Education and Culture Committee.
Naomi Pemberton, Chair of Ethics and Disciplinary Committee.
I'm Hazel Mura, Secretary and Co-Chair of Transportation.
Cynthia Rodriguez, Community Board Chair.
Harry Santiago, further on.
Sandra Unger, Chair of Health and Social Services and Bylaws.
Anyone online?
Just text me.
What about
Lindsay
Lindsay?
Hewlett, Chair of Land Use and Sanitation.
Thank you. All right. Moving on. Review of the minutes. Don't think we have minutes. I'll look to take care of that for next month. So I'll do that. I'll make sure I'll do it. Right. Moving on. Let's go to the draft February 2025 full board agenda. Jeremy.
Did you give Alex an agenda?
I have one. Thanks.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Sorry, I was talking. I realized I was muted. So I'm updating you can see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so meeting access code, password, that's up to date. And delete this extraneous information. So Einstein, February 27th, Thursday. Harriet's in the meeting. Harriet, when you get a chance, can you maybe tomorrow verify that Einstein is ready for us or prepared for us? They did tell me they were getting a flag, a physical flag. We have it for last meeting. What's that?
Tomorrow.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Yep.
All right, so until then, we'll use the electronic flag, but do please ask about that, Harriet.
Good.
Go ahead, Jeremy. Go ahead. Sorry.
Pledge of Allegiance, moment of silence, reading the statement, gallery session. This is old. I checked earlier today to see if anybody registered. I didn't see anybody registering. I know we have some of these people are in. So I guess they could let us know, give us a heads up. Otherwise, they'll just delete their names. So we're going to keep the electeds first again, or do we want to rotate it?
I think it
I
went
like
well.
I think everyone likes it. Yeah. Let's leave it.
Fine.
So I think if we could give them a heads up, maybe. I don't know if anyone shows up late to these things on purpose. What do you guys think?
Well, some probably are doing dual duty.
Right, they come on and then they go off until the time that they
Maybe
can
just
speak.
send an email
That's
to
right,
the
yeah.
elected
It's a
officials just
reminder.
to let them know
If
that
you-
they're gonna be in the beginning of the meeting.
If it's not too much work, can we send them an email?
Like
saying,
I
hey,
know- Like
We'll-
is CB 11 and CB 12,
Mhm.
and Riley CB 12 has their full board the same day as us.
Okay. So yeah, if we can give them a heads up, that'd be great.
Well, Harriet, can you take note of that? Do you have a pen and paper? Do you mind?
Give me a second.
So in the meantime, you guys did make a motion to remove Francis from the board for non-attendance?
Yes, it passed just now in executive.
Okay. He did try to show up to the meeting late, so I did email him and told him that the next meeting to attend would be next week. And to remove from Community 11 for non-attendance. Okay. So, anything else? You want me to keep the leadership award on there? I know, Cindy, I think you had, you want us to tweak the language on the application, right? Youth Leadership Board?
No, I think the application was fine. It was, Alex had just shared an email, but that's done.
Okay, that was separate. Okay, I thought it was the award application. but
No.
Maybe I'll put this under his,
Okay.
report. Just remind people that way.
Now, Jeremy with the bylaws.
No, not yet.
Oh, I thought he had it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on.
Hold on. Go back up. Proposed amendments, those will go under Sandy. Well, you guys didn't meet yet, so we'll have to wait for that.
Jeremy, are we gonna have all of the updates available at the meeting, because we'd like to get them done this time? And
Well,
I,
what updates are we speaking of?
We're all there from the last meeting. I think.
yeah, but we just gotta really, and Levi and
Well, I
Joanne.
think what Sandy's getting is at the gallery, right? I think there are proposed updates, but it wasn't done formally. I know you guys didn't have a quorum to vote on anything. So, right? Am I wrong about that? I know Cynthia. and I-
That's right, but going back, the bylaws should have been updated when we had, that the people would be allowed to register to speak in the gallery up to the time of the meeting.
That hasn't been a bylaw that we've
But it's,
presented or voted on.
but we did,
You
speak
discussed
about
it,
it.
but you didn't vote on it, to my knowledge.
Right, we didn't vote on it.
we have to vote on it.
It hadn't been presented to the.
Yes,
And it also needs to be presented in writing
I
to
don't
the
think it
chair.
was in the last one.
not a list, it's been there, somewhere I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, technically it needs to be presented right to the chair, but like you have your meeting, make a motion. And put it on the agenda, but you wouldn't be able to vote on it this full board meeting, it'd have to be next month, right? Because we have to give,
Meeting.
It's our
Monday.
Monday.
Oh.
we're just talking about the gallery. We're just
Yeah,
the
yeah.
gallery.
Not at the meeting.
Somewhere,
For a while.
somewhere.
Okay. So I mean, we can talk about it, we can't vote.
Before.
Oh, okay, it's before the football.
Yeah.
Well, you could vote on a committee, but you would have to hold off on the full board till next month.
Correct, yep.
All right, but I know,
Yeah, I know you discussed it.
and I thought we did vote on it.
No, both Cindy and I checked.
No, there was a lot of discussion, but there was never a formal vote.
All right, there may be in my mind, I thought we voted on it.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so anything else for your report, Cindy?
I'm sorry?
Anything else for your report?
Not right now, no.
Okay. And Veronica, nothing for yours. I don't know if we need to publish any reports, minutes. Do we have I think we had January's up already, right?
Yes, January, I
What-
believe. So. Right, Hazel?
Oh, I don't know.
I think we do. Or is that December?
No. We voted on December already.
Oh, we did, right?
January draft is up.
Okay, good.
So please review it. If there are any edits, corrections,
Okay, great.
my report, committee reports, leadership. Are we going to continue this?
Discussion motion of the other, discussion on the motion to have the limit to.
I think so.
Yeah, but we don't have to talk about it now, right?
No, it's not talking about it. It's just.
Yeah.
This again.
Yeah.
Some
So
motions on-
it should come, I should put under Cindy's report because that's the first motion on the agenda,
Okay.
right? Is that all right?
Yeah, if we voted on it, yeah.
Jeremy, I have a question about the leadership award. I know you took it off, but I still have a question
No,
about
it's there. It's under education.
Oh, you moved it. Okay, sorry. Okay. Can I ask for a request? Can you send me the flyer? I don't see some of these things.
It's on our website. It's always on our website.
On the Facebook page, I posted. Oh.
And it's on the
I don't
website.
vote it.
It's a form, it's on the forms on the website, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
It's a standing form. The
do
only
you
thing that
guys have
changes is the
flyer?
deadline.
Yeah, do you guys have a flyer so I can post it?
We have a flyer, right?
You just send it to me.
We'll get it to you.
Okay, sorry, you can move on, I'm sorry.
It's a good question because we need applicants. We don't have any.
Yeah, so I wanna like put it out in the community as much as I can.
Yeah, because the Yankees already came back to us with their deadline. So,
Oh, okay.
so economic development didn't meet, so I gotta take this off.
Yep.
This is all, remember, this is all from last month. These motions, transportation, these are old. These were done already. So bylaws will hopefully have motions. Who else met and vote? Well, we have ethics. I don't know if we want to get to that right now.
Yeah.
Parks, did Parks vote before we do that? Hold on.
Sure.
I can keep that there.
Why is the gallery session on the bylaws?
Because we're gonna discuss the time frame for when people could sign up
Oh,
for the
okay,
gallery
gotcha.
session.
Yeah, just.
Maybe Jeremy, the question that Veronica brought up, why gallery session, maybe we should say
Explain
in
it
it,
a
you
little
know,
more.
Yeah.
time registering for gallery session or something like that.
Gallery session registration.
Yeah, it's even better.
Yeah, it's got it. Because to me, just,
Yeah, just
I wasn't paying that much
No,
attention, I
it's
guess.
fun.
Okay. I'm putting out the amendments that were already forth in writing.
Yeah, and then and also the tweaking that we discussed.
Yeah. My apologies, everyone. I just got home from work and the trains were a mess. The roads are a mess.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty bad out.
It's really bad outside. I almost slipped coming home. If anyone has a house, please put salt out. It's really bad out there. You'll see.
All right, so these two committees, so who met? Community Development met with Sanitation and Land Use.
I didn't
Right.
pick it out, but maybe it's on this one.
Oh, I have it ready.
No, okay, I just put it back.
Ryan, Wendy, you guys met jointly this month, right?
yeah.
Yeah, we met in February together.
So I'm gonna put you all together, is that right? Like I did last month for health and community development?
Right.
Okay. Emotions or no, or anything? No, right? Parks?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So one thing I just want to put out there for the cab. So I know, so the city's doing vetting. I gave them the names of everybody who submitted or interest. I know there was some concerns about a few people. You know, I had a verbal conversation with that guard, but but I know some people that would just I know I don't want to take up too much time, but real briefly, I know there are some names put forth by Community Board 10. Those people reached out to me. They want to know why they didn't get the information. I can't. Ultimately, if you didn't get an invite for the Bondell Shelter cab, I can't help you right now. I can't. You can inquire with me, but that's it. If you got the invite, do not share it. That's what I was told from the city.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Once they put
So
it
then, the other two committees that met and had motions to, public safety didn't meet.
No.
Parks met. Did they have a motion though?
Housing,
Yeah, we didn't have a motion, don't think. Did we?
the letter, did you get, I know I sent you and Juanita like a very
sent a
basic
motion.
draft. Remember
Yeah.
the letter to the electeds?
Let's come back to housing. You just
Okay.
text it to me?
I did.
Okay, it was an email. Okay.
Yeah, it was a super duper basic draft.
Is that the one with the community advisory board that, Kate or,
That K wanted
yeah.
to be on.
yeah. We did send, but did she? We don't know if she
I
was there.
think, I
Did she? I haven't heard. She's on. Because sometimes I get information and I say, give me the right to talk or whatever, and then they don't come, or they don't get back. Oh, we'll get back. I send it.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Jeremy.
Yeah.
Under housing, put motion to request for funding for fire extinguisher and smoke alarm giveaway. I repeat, request for funding / fire extinguisher and smoke alarm giveaway.
Oh, good, I can have another one.
Motion to
But who are
request
we?
from our electeds?
Yeah,
Yes.
motion to request from electeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh.
I'm
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna ask them.
That's good.
And there was another fire.
Normally we
Couple
say.
of fires.
There was one, no, there was another one I
Another
think
one?
yesterday,
Oh, wow.
like in
But you know what?
Kingsbridge or something.
Also, when they give you fire extinguishers, they have to give you an education on how to use them, more than just handing.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, is that good? Motion to request funding from elected officials for fire extinguisher and
Yes.
smoke alarm giveaways.
Yes.
I know the fire department has handouts on how to activate the
yeah.
fire
but you need
extinguishers
it.
that we could also
Print them out,
request
yeah.
when we're giving it out.
Yeah.
So,
Let's see, so, yeah, I'm gonna move that up. I'm gonna leave bylaws there, assuming they're gonna vote on stuff, on any of those proposals. Where they are. Before we get to ethics, parks, do they have a motion? I know the parks requested support for their project.
Yeah, like, what, for the skate park?
Yes.
Hmm.
Was there a motion that was voted on in committee?
Yeah, we voted
In favor,
in
against?
favor of sending.
Motion to send a letter of support
Okay.
for.
For escape, yeah, whatever they call it. I know it's
I'll
the
get
mayor.
there. I just need to know if it
You
was.
can see council members. No, it's the mayor and Tommy Hawk.
Yeah, I can do the, I just need to know.
Close, you were close. I wasn't.
Tony's
I wasn't. Yeah, you were right. Don't worry.
Just, well, Jeremy does those tweaks, just a reminder to committee chairs and co-chairs who may be online. I think it's important for us to remember in terms of letters of support, letter of this, letter of that, we really should be trying to draft them.
Hmm.
I'm not saying do a final perfect version, but at a minimum, draft them and send those drafts to Jeremy, because I think that one of the things that's happening is that we're waiting for Jeremy to write these letters of support. Sometimes Jeremy gets caught up in agendas, minutes, this, that, and the other thing. And then 2-3 months go by and a letter of support isn't sent. So I'm just asking everyone to kind of step up and, take the initiative and send those drafts to Jeremy and the staff so that we can try and get things done a little faster.
Also, some groups that ask for their support may have a letter available and you just tweak it.
Like the nurses.
Yeah.
Right.
No way.
I ended up reaching out to them later on and they never got back to me.
You know what? It happens all the time.
Okay. And then I think the only other committee with motions would be ethics. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna discuss the ethics cases or the issue of the cases now.
Got a note on the agenda. Sanitation and environmental protection has its own bullet, and we met jointly.
Oh,
We
did
can
you?
get rid of J.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm thinking? Why don't we just finish up and then go back, finish the rest of the agenda?
Well, because I think this is it.
I think that's it.
I
Yeah.
think that's
Okay.
Naomi, for ethics, it's only one case that we're looking at, right? At the full board?
No, it's two.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, we have two.
Okay.
Yeah, two.
Oh, no, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
So you said what, Brian?
No, that's, he got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. it's
All
just
right.
One with talking about.
So for the ethics and disciplinary cases, Naomi, do you want to preview it? Just what your request is from leadership,
Oh, okay,
and then
sure.
I'll jump in after.
So for case 1116, Bob Press, Deborah K. I don't want to mess up her names. Table K and Jeremy W. The recommendation that's made to the leadership team is for Jeremy to be reviewed by the leadership committee on, and for them to determine what next steps should be. And for Deborah, the recommendation was for her to sign the social media policy again, and then also take a privacy course. So you could go on YouTube, you could, see if there's any certifications, whatever you want to do, and just notify us. And for case 1117, which is Grace M, and the complaint is against Deborah K. We recommended that we go to the Conflict of Interest Board. So we did do that. I did email them and received a response. And that is what we recommend. So,
And what was the response from the Conflict of Interest Board?
they had no response. They said it's basically up to us, because, it's basically under our purview.
Keep it in-house.
Yeah.
Or keep it in-house.
So then the leadership or the whole board gonna vote on the case? Or are we
How do
as
we,
leadership?
yeah. This is our recommendation to leadership. And we did follow through and provided that.
I'm gonna motion to have 15 minutes on this topic.
Okay.
Both or one?
Huh?
Both of them or?
Both.
Right.
Each or together.
Both.
So what was case one
I
one
need a
Hold on,
seven?
hold on, hold on.
Give me a second. No second, then.
I
So I-
If we don't need it, we can do 20, we can do 30, we can do 40.
I second.
Right, I
second
second.
Anyone opposed? You abstain?
Well, I oppose if I'm not getting able to talk at all again.
Okay.
But I'm supposed to be allowed to talk now, and I would like to still look.
Talk at the end.
Why the end?
Well,
You
hold on. Either way, I'm motioning for time, right? I'm not motioning for those who can talk or not talk, right? The motion's for time.
I have a question regarding the motion.
Yep.
How are we gonna organize? Because it's
My man right
obviously
here.
contentious.
Tim,
I mean, no. I'm saying, how are we
Well-
gonna organize who's talking when, right?
He's a
Like,
he's
we're
a-
going-
he's a sergeant of arms.
That's his job.
So 15 minutes,
Hear you.
everything.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
good.
my
Is
vote.
everybody talking at the same time? Is
Excuse me?
everyone talking at the same time? Can we talk?
No, okay.
That's
No, so the answer is we have the sergeant of arms. His job is to manage flow. So he will manage the flow.
So whenever you're ready.
Does that answer your question?
No.
Okay. I don't know what.
So like Robert's rules is everyone gets a chance to talk before a person gets a chance to talk twice. We have a long history of back and forth and talking and going. We say that we're going to be governed by Robert's rules. If we do it this way, I think 15 minutes might be a little bit short on the time. I'm not necessarily opposed. I just want to know how it's going to be. I understand that Harry's going to deal with it, but I don't know how that's going to happen. That's the question. I was asking.
We are governed by Robert's rules. You're right. We don't have a parliamentarian. We have a sergeant of arms, and technically, he's supposed to take names down for whoever he sees is next. So it falls on him to decide who's next to talk. We can't talk out of line. If you do talk out of line, you're out of the meeting. I can't do anything else but that. I mean, yeah.
And I just request that we keep to the topic, like.
Yeah, there'll be
You know,
cases 116 and 117.
Right.
Go ahead.
Both together 15 minutes.
Yes, unless folks want to do more time, and we can ask for more time at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Rich, I just emailed you the screenshots in question
Okay.
because the leadership committee may not, not everyone is aware of what happened. So I emailed you the screenshots. If you want to share the screen of the screenshots in question, I think that might be useful.
I don't have. This is on my phone. I'm gonna share this.
Is it an
You want to send this to me, Cindy?
Yeah, I'll send them to you now.
And everybody
I'm gonna
got the complaints, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna start.
Bob, Richard, you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
For me, this was said to come to leadership based off of a flowchart that was discussed during the April 2023 full board meeting. Unfortunately, during that meeting, there was no vote. So for the portion of Jeremy, I don't think we can talk about it here at leadership. I think ethics has to figure it out or vote for the flow chart. That's the only thing I'm concerned about because
The
if,
manual is voted on.
no,
That's
the
it.
manual is, but
But that's process is in the manual.
okay,
No, it's not.
not the flow chart. Yeah,
What do you mean?
now with the
The flow
leadership.
chart isn't in the manual.
Yeah,
But we're not, but the
The
process,
manual-
the process
no,
is in the manual.
No,
The process of the going to leadership is not in the
it's
flow
like
chart?
a lot of references, and like what the ethics committee does, but I don't think it gives a breakdown of the actual process.
it does in the flow chart, but I think for that meeting we were so tired we didn't vote on it. And we reviewed the tape.
Okay, so this happened before where we were told by Jeremy that we had to vote on the application for the ethics committee. And then I'm trying to remember, but I need to find the email, I guess, then, because I found out we don't need to vote on those things. As long as the committee is
Okay, with
pushing that process
Okay.
out, we don't need to. The manual, yes, because that's going public, but it's a process that we are adopting.
all right.
So, you
That's my
know,
only
we could go
concern.
anywhere.
That's my
I
only
don't know where we
concern.
want to go with this,
Yeah.
but, and if you know, if the committee wants to vote on all of the documents,
So
okay, but you don't have to.
I'm good with my time. Harry,
Yeah.
back. What was
Yeah.
next? What's Cynthia?
I think we should vote in the process, only because it's something we kept referring to. I think it covers us. I think it gives people clarity on what to expect in terms of the ethics complaints. You've already got it. It's a flow chart and all it needs is a couple of minor tweaks. And it's done, it's on, and then there's no question as to whether or not the ethics committee followed the proper process or whatever, because that is one of the things that keeps coming back to me.
No, I understand.
Please let me finish. What keeps coming back to me is that the ethics committee didn't follow the process. They didn't follow their own rules. They didn't follow their own standards. If we have it, it's online. No one can say anything. It's easy to follow. End of story. Then we are covered.
Well, I just want to state for the record, we have a process, 117 cases in 2 years, and we have not received any complaints about we're not following the process. So I listen, whatever you guys want to do, we can do, but it's like, again, I get upset because you're talking about my committee going back and forth and flip-flopping, but we flip-flop a lot.
I got
Okay,
it.
and
Hold
that
on.
is my problem.
One at a time.
Janice, we got it.
And then
Janice, give me a second.
And then
So I completely agree with you. Ethics always voted in ethics, and they voted at full board. I personally don't want to talk about these cases in leadership. You already talked about it. You voted on it. You have a proposal. If folks want to change the flow chart, they should go to ethics and talk about the flow chart and vote on it there, and then kick it back to full board. There is a procedure there for a reason. I know folks don't like it, but that's what governs us, are the policies and procedures. That's all.
Go ahead.
I think the only part that should stay with leadership is if ethics can't review it. So it either stays with leadership or it goes to executive, but one of those two. It's like the thing with Jeremy, we're kicking it up to leadership, but if leadership doesn't want to handle it and wants it to be reviewed by executive, then we'll change that. But somebody has to review it prior to it going to the full board.
I agree.
Rich? I just don't know
Professor
where, I don't know
Curry.
where it says that leadership reviews Jeremy's case.
Well, because he's an employee.
No, but where is
That's the problem.
that?
It
That's
was,
in the
I
flow
think
chart.
part of it was
That's-
in the
that
flow
we
chart.
agreed
So
that
again,
we
let me
agreed upon 2
reiterate.
years ago.
Hold on, let me reiterate. The flow chart was never voted on. It doesn't exist.
No, it does exist
No,
because it comes out of our committee
Excuse
and
me.
we are voted on.
I know, but it wasn't voted by full board, is what I'm saying.
Doesn't matter. We don't have to do that.
I need
That's what
to,
I'm trying
so
to say.
what my next,
And that's fine.
No,
You
so-
guys wanna
no,
do
You
it, that's
can't
fine.
say we voted on, and
I
then
don't
we can't
agree
say
with that.
we don't
I'm
have
just
to
saying-
vote on
I'm
it.
just-
Either we did or we
No,
didn't, we do or we don't.
We
I
don't
just-
have, that's what I'm trying to say. We don't have to vote on
So,
it because
but
the
let me-
application had the same problem and I found out that we didn't have to vote on the
so
application.
so
We could
just to finish my
Go
thought,
ahead.
is
Go ahead.
that what you just said, I've never seen before, where we don't have to vote on it. That's
Okay.
something new to me,
Okay,
right? So I think that's what you should probably bring up at the full board.
I'm gonna
Because
have to
I
look for
haven't
that
seen it. I don't
video.
think anyone's seen it.
I'm gonna have to look for that
So
video.
I'm-
This is Miguel. That's it. Wasn't
No, Miguel,
voted
that's
on
all. Miguel,
because
no.
it
Right,
wasn't
you can't talk
necessary.
now.
Not gallery, sorry.
To, and
Let me mute everyone. Let me mute
Well, they-
everyone with the ability. hold on, give me a
The
second.
economic development, when we did the cannabis,
Hold on, I muted everyone. Let me give certain people the ability to unmute.
That's fine. Veronica can keep speaking while you do that.
so yeah,
Yes.
so we were muted, so they didn't hear, it. But for the cannabis application, we did not need that to be voted on. The committee just had to agree on the wording, and we didn't vote on it at committee, I don't believe. We just agreed that it was ready to go and
To
become,
forward.
yeah, to go into production, and then we did. So it didn't have to be voted on. So there are certain things like the applications and stuff like that don't necessarily have to be voted on. If we choose to vote on it, I think in committee, then it should be voted on also by the full board. But I think for forms and that, we really don't vote on those. We just put it into production.
Right, and like I said, I'm not going against the idea of voting on the process. If you want to do that, I'm just letting people know, educating that you don't have to. The committee put it together and we can move it forward. So if you want to take the time to go back to committee or go to full board and say, vote on this, I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem.
Thank you.
Okay, so here's what I propose, because we're actually digressing from the complaint itself and we're wasting time on procedure.
Yeah, I was just.
What I suggest is that we go to the ethics committee, if it's that important, that we go to the ethics committee at the next meeting. If somebody has a suggestion on how to update the flow sheet, suggestions on the manual, whatever, we bring it to the ethics committee. The ethics committee can review, vote, and then we can adopt it. End of story. Thank you very much. I think we need to go back to the issue at hand, which is case 116.
Agree.
Right.
On both of these, and read them and watched them, there was no allegation of wrongdoing against any of the respondents, even those that were stricken. There were things that people didn't like, and the testimony mainly involved a lot of complaining about people, but nothing substantive. There was nothing in there that was substantive. There was nothing that broke our bylaws. There was nothing that broke the charter. There was nothing that broke any governing document. So I don't know why we're even discussing whether or not we should provide a punishment for these folks, because they didn't do anything wrong by anything that I can see. And whenever it was brought up in ethics committee, there was no response to that question, because it was brought up a time or two. So my thought is we should just move past this and move along. We don't need to be giving this large forum that is just for people to complain about things that they don't like. And that is what these last two complaints look like to me.
I agree. Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And again, I don't know we don't have the purview to relitigate these ethics complaints. They already came out of subcommittee ethics. We cannot vote. They already voted. We can't take over their vote. There's nothing we can do. She already gave her suggestions. She's the chair. She had the people. She had the votes at the table last week.
Debbie?
I agree with him. And also, I never even got to speak on my behalf at any of the meetings. It was said that I received the complaint. I did not receive the complaint until 1 hour after January's meeting when I made that scene. That was when I first received the complaint. Never received it prior to that. So how can I give a written response to something I don't know what's written about me? It's just numbers. I heard somebody here say when they sat down, oh, what's 116, 117? There's no names to the numbers. How is one supposed to know if they got a complaint on them and what number correlates to what? I did not receive the complaint until 1 hour after the full board meeting in January of 2024.
Does she want me to respond to
Yeah,
that?
respond. No,
Do you want me to respond to that too?
Yeah.
Okay. So you did receive, I forwarded to you in April, Grace's response. I spoke to you at a full board meeting in September. I went back to the videos. I also stated these cases in September, October, and November's full board meeting. and the case, the names in the case. And I also emailed you. I emailed you again in January. And my thing is, like I said at the committee meeting, my number, my email, no one came to me and said, except
Only
Veronica, sorry, I just went blank. Sorry, Veronica. I saw your name, but it just didn't get. Veronica emailed me about her name being her. She heard her name and she said, "What's going on?" She's the only one, but no one else contacted me. So that's what I'm gonna say.
Hold on, Cynthia?
So, as I stated right when we started this discussion, I think it's important that we know what we're talking about. Jeremy, I sent you the screenshots. Do you have the screenshots? It's not a matter of relitigating, but
Right.
the committee made a recommendation on a particular behavior. The leadership either accepts it or not, but we should know what we're accepting or not accepting. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe?
How could she email me something from April and whatever other month she said, if Grace's complaint is not until Halloween of
That's
2024,
an updated complaint. That's an updated complaint.
I've had somebody, I actually had two different people go through my email and could not find any correspondence from you
Right. So
until
at what point? At what point did you find that? When did you find that out?
this.
No, that you didn't receive any correspondence from me. When did you find that out? When did you find out that you didn't get anything from it?
The 116, when I woke up on Tuesday morning to go to work, people were blowing up my phone saying I should go join the meeting and look online. They were blowing up my phone Monday night. You had
That
you
was
had
November. That was November. We were calling you like crazy.
right.
Trying to
You
find you.
emailed me
Mhm.
on sometime Sunday about the Bob Press one, and I did not see that until I went and looked at my email on Tuesday.
Is that November? Or
November.
November. Okay, so
Sorry.
can I ask? I'm just asking a question. Why didn't you email me? Or I'm at the precinct council. Jeremy has my phone number. Why didn't you contact me? And
I
say,
asked-
Naomi, you never sent me. I never got this, and I would have said I sent it to you. I'll resend it or whatever. Why didn't you inform me?
No, when Grace gave you the one, I asked you for it and I didn't get it. You said,
I sent
and then it was talked about 2 weeks later. You did not send it to me until.
Okay, but you're saying I didn't send it to you, but I'm saying to you, I sent you something. And what I'm saying is, why didn't you call me? That's what I'm asking. Why didn't you email me and say, Naomi, I never got, why didn't you call Jeremy? Jeremy gets a copy. Why didn't you call Jeremy?
I don't know who gets a copy.
Okay, so I'm just asking a question. Go ahead.
Ryan?
Is Jeremy
Yes.
gonna put up the?
I hope so.
One
Oh,
minute.
right here.
So
Hold on, I'm trying to do it on my phone.
Yeah, it's Zyber. She texted him to me.
I just want to state for the record that the part of the process, Jeremy gets the office. I should say Jeremy. The office gets a copy of the complaint, and now what I do now, because there's a lot of stuff going on with the office, I also CC the chair. So I just want to state for the record that is what I do. So if your name is being called out there and you don't know what's going on, or you're attached to something and you don't know what's going on, please, I'm saying, call me, email me, call Jeremy. Because if, like, let's say I don't get the phone call or I don't get emails, because things happen. Call Jeremy. Say, Jeremy, Naomi didn't get back to me. Call her or whatever. Send out the fire, the alarms. Whatever you have to do, please contact us.
Right on to.
Yeah, but do the smoke signal.
Motion to
Do
add
something.
10 more minutes.
Second.
Anyone opposed? Anyone
I'm
abstain?
saying for public record, please contact me.
Just keep
I
in
will-
mind, hands are up. Hands are up for Oral was first, then Wendy.
Yellow hand. Oh, sorry. Look. I don't see the yellow hand going
yeah,
up.
I'll see it
Has
right
to be yellow hand.
The yellow hand.
Well, what Oral did have it up, And then Wendy has hers up now. Yeah, he
Yeah.
still has it up.
We don't see
We
it.
don't see it.
Guys,
Can I quickly share the screen just very
Yes.
Well,
quickly?
I do. So I'm just telling you.
yeah, but you're not the sergeant of arms, so please stop. Thank you.
All right. This is the post from August
Yes.
2024.
Okay.
Thank you, Borough President Vanessa Gibson. Bob posted a screenshot or whatever of his, it says Community Board Appointment Letter. And then followed by multiple congratulations.
But notice he didn't put the body of the letter
Yes,
saying that he
correct.
was not reappointed to the board.
Now,
And
why
he
is it
also
not
kept
sharing
other
my other
people's
screen?
emails.
Yeah, and he posted Cynthia's email publicly.
Yeah.
So
Why
I
is it
did have the floor a moment ago. I'd like to speak if I can.
Go ahead.
As both Rich and Cindy pointed out, the committee did vote on it. When I looked at it, they looked like unanimous votes. When we can take that in context with the fact there was no evidence of any wrongdoing put in, and the committee voted unanimously multiple times to move forward. When we talk about other recommendations that the committee's made, like our diversity training and other things that haven't been able to be done, I'm not trying to pick on you, Naomi, at all, but I'm wondering what are we doing with the committee? Because it feels, Bob had a 5-minute bully pulpit to stand up and say a lot of things that go against our code of conduct, a lot of things that shouldn't have been entertained in the first place, that had nothing to do with the complaint whatsoever. And the committee unanimously voted to continue to go on with it. So I'm
You're not in.
Just let you know, you're not picking on me. That everything is done democratically. If the committee felt that we were going in the wrong direction, they had every opportunity to say so. Nothing was stated. Bob did request that time to speak. He is allowed to speak what he wants to speak. If you have a problem with what he said, then the complaint needs to be made, but you cannot make a complaint against a constituent.
So what are, no, man, my question remains,
So-
right? There was, as far as I can see, no basis for the claim that the committee voted to continue
Right.
them. I'm struggling to see where that committee fits in.
Right, but like as I said, we are a recommending body. We are not
I hear
the
ya.
end of all.
Yeah.
And that's why we have the leadership committee and the full board. So if at the full board, people feel what they feel or make decisions they make, that is the end all right there. So if they don't feel it's legitimate, then they can vote that way. If they do, then they will vote the way they need to vote. I think, the process to me seems to work. We've been doing this, like I said, we processed 117 cases. We haven't had an issue until now.
We did spend 2/3 of our opening.
Yeah.
or a
Oh,
third of our
yeah.
opening
Or
time
Wendy, who was it?
process.
Unmute.
Unmute.
No, you gotta unmute him.
No, he's
No,
good.
he
Can you hear me?
can't. That's why.
I don't know.
Hello.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I forgot. You guys, so much happens. But
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
We'll give it to someone else.
I don't know. Well, the first thing, I'm not sure what's going on with Debbie, but I kind of understand what she's saying as far as I just want to know, did the letter or your email tell Debbie that she needed to be at a meeting, show up at a meeting, or respond to the letter?
I stated it at the email. I forwarded the email saying you're respondent in this complainant in this case. No, respondent in this case, and I stated it at every full board meeting.
Right. I understand that
Going
process,
on,
but did
and that
it
we're
tell?
having. And I'm sorry, I just want to answer your question. And that we were having the hearing. I also publicly stated when we're having the hearing for those cases.
Right. If I get something like that, I'm like, okay, you're informing me that my name is listed and that you're having a hearing. Like, I
Yes.
don't know, should I respond to that? What's my next step? That's not, to me, if you're going to tell somebody that you need to respond, please respond to this email by such and such date, by time, whatever. That makes it clearer for the person that you're emailing that they have to respond to this request. That's what I do at my job. I tell my staff that this is informing you that this is going on. Please respond by COB 5 o'clock if you will be attending the meeting. If that's not clear to them, some people are not going, if they have a very busy schedule like I do, they're just thinking you're giving them information, like what's next? Like what am I supposed to do next? And I think that if that's not clear to someone and they're not knowing what to do after that, especially if they have a busy schedule, they're just reading, okay, fine, my name is being mentioned, fine. What do you want me to do? If you're not telling them what to do, that's kind of a difficult, it's not enough to make sure someone is going to respond. That's what, so I can see Debbie's point about what am I to do with this information? Do you want me to, what do you want me, how do you want me to respond to this? If that's not clear in that letter to me, I don't know. I didn't read it, so I don't know. But
no, I mean, and I understand your point, but like I said before, anyone can contact me or Jeremy if you don't know what's going on. Like I said, we processed 117 cases up to this point. It's 115, and we've not had this issue. But like I said, I'm listening to your recommendation, and we can, you can bring that to the committee, or I'll bring it to the committee as well.
Yeah.
Okay, again, we're losing focus. Procedure is one thing. I get procedure needs to be figured out. Bottom line is this. Bob Press posted a falsehood.
Thank you.
On Facebook. People congratulated him.
Debbie checked them.
Debbie contacted Jeremy to confirm or deny whether or not Bob's claims were true or not. Jeremy responded by sending Debbie a screenshot of the email Bob received. Debbie then proceeded to post it on said Facebook page. Bob files a complaint saying that this is a violation of his privacy. The ethics committee met and they found that there was some validity to Bob Press's complaint. And so here we are now reviewing the recommendations of the committee, which are to sign the social media policy, which we all signed when we were reappointed or appointed. So I don't see how that is any kind of a, I don't know. I don't want to say consequence, but you get what I mean. And privacy training, which again is something that we discussed in prior meetings and we still have yet to see come to fruition. So you, leadership committee, are tasked with deciding whether or not, I guess, number one, the ethics committee's decision was a valid one or not, and whether or not you agree with the recommendation to have Debbie sign this or do that or not. I know my feeling, and that's all I'm going to say. I think it was Rich first.
I have a question. Bob posted this letter from the borough president. Where did he post it? Did he post it on Facebook? So therefore, what is he worried about privacy if it's already out there on Facebook and he posted it? I mean, to me, then everybody can see it.
Thank you.
So what is his? I think questioning about privacy.
Did Wendy have something to
Yeah,
say?
Wendy.
Yes.
You got something to say?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not going to stress the policy part like Cynthia said. All I'm going to say is read receipt. That's what's needed. Read receipt. The other thing I'm going to say is, Debbie, how long have you been a part of this board?
How long?
I don't remember what year it started.
At least 8 to 10?
No, not that long. No, I think 4 years.
4 years.
All right. So, I think we are all adults. And I think in this particular situation, because it didn't even have to go this far, it's just saying, my bad. Because in reality, you took the bait, right? Once Jeremy sent whatever he sent to you, you didn't necessarily have to send anything out. You could have sat on that because you would have had information that Bob wouldn't have known you had, or whatever the case. There would have been other ways to handle it. What I would have liked to see thus far is, I mean, you're signing a social media thing. That's like for somebody new to this. You're not new to this game, right? So for me, I would just do just an apology to the board on what you did, and that, you know, you would never do, you understand that it was wrong and that you would never do it again. And then we move on. But I mean, I think we need to start using read receipts, because I think sometimes we get amnesia on what comes to us and what doesn't come to us, what's told to us verbally. I mean, we could alleviate all that. We are all adults. We all are in certain professions. So, you know, we know better than that.
Go ahead, Rabbi.
Okay, this is just a statement. It's not a critical of anybody, and I'm trying to understand this. So it's actually, I came from a meeting a few hours ago. One of the girls, when running out, she said, she's got to run home and watch Law and Order tonight.
It's a good reason.
This is really starting to
I'm making
sound
mine
to me
too.
like Law and Order.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's not critical, just what it's sounding to me. And again, I've been the senior member together with a few other people. We never had this. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, we never had this. And there might be some positive sides here, but it's really starting to sound like watch Nick's, whether Thursday, 9 o'clock, for a future version of Law and Order. And maybe this is my rabbi hat coming on now.
It's okay.
That, to me, unity is a very, very big thing. Very, very big thing. And this email, that email, who read it, who didn't read it, so on and so forth, is all valid, most probably. But like the Beatles said, let's come together somehow, some way. And ever said before, I think it was Ryan said, is there anything really, really wrong here? Or we just, over the last half hour, which was supposed to be 20 minutes, 10 minutes, and we'll be here until 11 o'clock, discussing the version of Law and Order. So this is not a critical statement. I'm just saying, I'm trying to relive yesteryear, when I don't think we ever sat around a table with an ethics committee. And I also
agree
that we should be maybe doing other things than this for the last hour. And it's not critical of anybody, the head of the committee or anything. I just think, and I actually told Jeremy today, maybe it was a joke. I said, maybe we should have a committee that rewards people. If somebody from the board does something nice, let somebody be a head of a committee that said, Mr. Ryan built a bicycle path somewhere that goes from here to Jerusalem or something. Something like that, where we smile at each other. This is not smiles at this table. I don't see a smile. I'm sitting back here, and excuse me for eating here for a little while, but I was at meetings the whole day. But what that lady said when she was going out, I'm going to watch Law and Order. I got to see Law and Order tonight. She could have came here and saved some electricity.
Rich, I'm going to again say this. We've never reviewed cases at leadership like this before. I've been here for 5+ years. Whatever gets voted on ethics goes from ethics to full board. That's it. When ex-chair Bernadette had to apologize, it went from ethics to full board. She never wanted to do it, but it was that way. Ethics to full board, that's it. There was no back and forth with folks in terms of, oh, what should we be doing? If you guys want an opinion, you should have been in ethics. You should have talked during the gallery session then. That time is gone. That was last week. That's how I feel about that.
I wasn't allowed to speak.
You can speak now, but again, that was the vote was done already, right? That's
It
the
was
issue.
one-sided.
It is what it is. That's the policy. I can't help you with that. That's how. And you were there last week. You spoke
For 2 minutes.
So back to what I was saying. Never in leadership have we discussed ethic complaints before. And what I would like us to do is just to move on. Chair gave her recommendations. Her committee voted. If people have problems, speak to chair. Come to the next meeting. Change the rules. But don't come to leadership and want to change the rules here. It's just not the way to do it.
Second, Cynthia?
Second.
Anybody else?
I thought the only reason that we were talking about it here was because it was a complaint against Jeremy where Bob asked for him to be fired and we had to do something with that.
Again, that was not voted on during any old minutes, so it's not here yet.
But
No,
that
no, no.
was, but that process was discussed in ethics. So I mean, not to throw your words right back in.
No, I
it,
hear you, but that-
like, you could have talked about it
So-
there too, about the
So
process.
here's what,
It got-
what was said, ethics that was supposed to come here was never voted on by full board, so that rule never existed.
Veronica already brought up the
that
counterpoint
is
about the
on the
cannabis,
form.
that, like it is a.
No, it's
It's
not.
on the application.
No, it says may vote. It says may discuss. I have
Yeah,
it.
which I think we need to change.
So
because I
again,
think-
that's what I'm saying.
No, no, no.
Hold on. So I gotta be specific here. Because it says may and we should change it doesn't mean we have to talk about it here. I'm sorry to be a rule thing about it, but I don't want to be here for
So
2 hours
basically,
because
we're
we should
just
change it.
gonna
We want
do
to
you have-
table it then?
No, we talk to ethics about the form. Go to the next ethics, change the form, vote on the form, vote on the policy, vote on the flow chart.
Okay. We don't have anything to send to full board for 116 about Jeremy, right? Because
No,
we weren't
it goes
in-
back to ethics. It goes back to that.
The flow chart has
That is
to
what
be-
it is. I hear
The
you.
flow chart has to be.
Well, that's the only reason we're discussing. So that's why I'm bringing it up.
So,
because that's the
so
only reason
last
we're
week,
discussing it.
last
So-
week it was said, oh, this needs to go to leadership. As a matter of fact, it can't because it was never voted on at full board in April of 2023. It was discussed. It wasn't voted on, the flow chart. So we don't know what to do with that portion of the complaint. So it goes back to ethics subcommittee.
So if ethics feels like they can't handle it, then basically it just, that's it, it's done.
Really, we should not be handling
Employee matters.
employee.
So,
Well, right.
yeah, so I think
It
you,
is in the Bible. There is something about it that. it's-
Leadership can handle employee matters. Executive board can handle employee matters.
Maybe so that everyone.
Our committee should not.
And then we could see where it had to be tweaked.
Next.
No, he's gonna put up the flow chart of what Veronica, what they've been talking about, Naomi, and what we
Well,
saw.
I think the flow chart, we could discuss that in ethics, whatever.
Yeah.
wants to be tweaked.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think we
it's
need to
not
do
just
that
that.
here.
I agree with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
We could do that in ethics.
Anybody else?
Again, I agree that these are major issues, but we've had way bigger issues before.
Yes.
Okay, that it almost destroyed the board. And
Yes.
no offense to
No
you,
offense.
but so, and to her point, this is the 117th complaint. It's interesting that now we're having. this-
Yeah.
Yeah, so if it needs to go back to.
And
Yeah,
the
just move on.
Yeah.
So the recommendation of leadership is for the Jeremy portion and to go back to ethics to discuss for a recommendation.
Ethics needs to get that flow chart voted on
And it
Okay.
should be tweaked.
per chair's recommendation.
So that'll be an update to the full board agenda. Is it going to be voted on this time? Or you guys got to talk about
Listen,
it?
I gotta put my, I gotta.
I didn't
put
think
my-
about that.
I gotta put my 2 cents in this right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think Jeremy did anything.
That's up to you. That's up to her.
He did not do nothing absolutely wrong.
That's a sidebar because this is not business
He
on
had
the.
an email and he sent
I
it
hear
to a
you.
board member and that's it.
I hear you,
know
but
that
make your
leadership can
case
say-
with ethics.
No, but I'm saying my 2 cents.
Okay.
Jeremy did not do nothing wrong.
Okay.
If Jeremy didn't do anything wrong,
All
then
right. I don't want to devolve here. I
No,
don't want
but
to
he
devolve.
did
Guys, I don't want to devolve.
He's
No,
a DM. He showed
He
you.
shared something with you, board members.
It's to another level. You a
You
board
posted it
member.
on Facebook.
He didn't post it.
yeah, he shared it with me because it doesn't have any.
No, guys,
contact
we can.
about
What are we doing here?
No,
You're the sergeant of art. What are you doing to me right now? What are you doing to me? You're killing me.
Anyway, we got
Let's get us to full board. and then
we got
we'll go through
54
the-
seconds left of this whole
I
conversation.
think put a pin in this. We can go to ethics
back to
next month.
ethics, yeah.
Okay, please.
And let's discuss it there. I like
Yes,
that.
please. We can have this fulsome discussion there.
So 116 is going back to ethics.
The
What's
Jeremy-
going back to
the
ethics?
Jeremy portion.
Jeremy portion.
Yeah.
The other portion, is the recommendation is the recommendations. Re-signing the social media policy and
That's it.
taking a privacy.
So we will do business as
Right.
usual.
unless
And
the lead-
tomorrow, if I post a screenshot of something that a constituent said,
Well,
that's
that's what I'm saying. If-
okay.
no,
We're
no, no,
saying,
no.
we're saying that's okay.
No,
I
no,
just want to.
no, I'm not saying that's okay.
No, I said we are saying we
But
are
what I'm saying,
essentially
leadership
saying
can
that's
say,
okay.
but leadership can add or change or modify
Yeah.
our recommendation. That's why I just want, okay.
I got you.
So I just want to state that. So something, if you feel there's something else that should be added to make this
I'm good. All right.
better, you are absolutely open to do so.
So,
Go ahead, Chair.
no, my question is, what do we, so 116 gets sent back to, the Jeremy portion gets sent back to, I just want us to be clear for the record, there's no confusion.
Right.
The Jeremy portion of 116 is going back to ethics.
Mhm.
The Debbie portion on 116 is here before us now, and we are what? Accepting the ethics committee's recommendation for the full board, or
Sounds like
we?
we don't vote on it.
We don't, that doesn't come here. That goes to
Yeah,
full board.
that's not for us to talk about.
So,
Yeah.
so that portion is going to full board.
Moving on, all right.
Okay,
Next.
next,
All right. Jeremy,
117.
what, 117?
Yeah. 117, the Grace.
Yeah,
that's
are you
the Grace
agreeing with the
complaint.
conflict? of-
Again, that doesn't come here. That came out of your committee. That goes to full board.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No problem.
Next.
All right,
Thank you.
next on the agenda.
Okay.
Jeremy?
You want me to share the agenda again? Is that what you're saying, Rich?
Doing draft March 25 and April 25. We're not doing the gallery, right?
9
Okay,
years.
so, all right, hold on. So we're done with the full board agenda.
Yes.
Yes, for February.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I do have one
So we
thing
can close.
to add to the full board agenda. You saying something about seating time reminded me that that's one of the bylaws we've been talking about for months.
Mm-hmm.
No seating of time.
There is
Yeah,
no- We personally, and I've looked in what they do in government, etc. It's non-existent. You have to, technically, you have to give everyone the chance to speak. And it was only that one time that we ever did seating, or that someone wanted to seat when it came with the parks and the.
Yeah, that was one time. I was there.
And it was one time. Does it have to be in the bylaws? I don't think so.
I don't even know how they did that.
They just said they wanted to give it,
And we said, yeah, but
yeah, but I don't think it's necessary to
So
put it
that
in
was
the
a
bylaws.
special.
I think
case.
it was chair. I think chair allowed.
The chair allowed
I
it.
think
And
it- I don't
It
think-
had been brought up a couple times. I wanted to.
No,
make
yeah,
sure
I
we
agree
cover
with
it.
My
Okay. So, yeah, because I did email the.
Yeah,
proposal. So
and-
you're saying, okay, just let me
And
know.
I checked with some government officials.
And then you don't have to.
No,
Okay,
they don't.
perfect.
All right, good. Yeah.
All right, so
Brad,
just, Rich, if I may, I
Yeah,
know
go
I'm
ahead.
not the sergeant at arms, but if I text you guys and I don't hear from you, that's why I said.
March 3rd.
So,
He
yeah.
texted me too. I just saw it.
March 3rd, yes,
Good.
March 3rd.
MTA's coming, right?
And no, that's what I would like to ask Mr. Jeremy.
I don't know. I
Get a response.
think I reached out to him. I don't remember. We got to follow up.
Okay, so my March 3rd is dependent on the
I know,
MTA.
I know Chris is going to be out, but Chris, Harriet, if you are around, I know Harriet will be around. Let's work on it. Just remind me. If we haven't reached out to the MTA, I thought I did, or at least I attempted to. I think I forget who my contact is at this point because they change.
Jeremy, again, I repeat, we need an MTA North
Yep.
person with the station, and we need an MTA person about the revised bus plan for the Bronx.
All right.
That must probably
Right,
that's
so-
people, and we need another MTA person that's gonna make Ryan drive a bus.
Hey, I'll take a pension job any day.
Go ahead.
I am looking to, I'm trying to meet jointly with every committee, and I had tentatively proposed when you weren't here last month to meet with transportation on March 3rd to go over the district needs statement, especially the transportation portion. Are you okay doing that
Sure,
when we have MTA, or do you
yeah,
want? Yeah,
why
all
not?
right. It's not long, but
But I'm just saying, Ryan, these MTA folks don't show. I'm not so sure, and my friends over here, Hazel will have to stick in her 2 cents to the pace that way.
well, Jeremy, maybe I'll just wait then, and
We'll find out if they're coming.
and if not, maybe I could do education.
Yeah.
Alex?
Wait. So you want to wait on that?
It's,
To
I
pending.
mean, I'm not hopeful that the MTA is going to come. Just so you know,
all right,
where-
then if MTA doesn't come, then there's no need for us to have a meeting. That's what the rabbi's saying. But I don't know why
Even though Ryan wants to.
we
have a joint-
requested MTA last month. I don't know why.
Cynthia.
It's,
Well,
It's
what if
available.
what if they say there's no update since last time they came to us? Then what?
I'm sorry.
Well, then we're gonna ask them questions.
Yeah.
Let them come. We'll ask them questions and we'll
Okay.
say, what's the status?
I can ask them, but I can't make them come. You understand, right?
I mean, Jeremy, we have a lot of.
Yeah,
unanswered
well, I
questions.
mean, but we have to ask them if they want to come.
Right.
And,
Yes,
and
I got
from what
that.
you're saying,
I will do my best.
okay, but we
Okay?
brought this up last month. I'm just a little upset about that.
I'm not denying that.
Because it's not a surprise that we wanted them at this meeting.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Sorry,
It should be
I'm
short,
sorry if
and
I
then I
sound a
have to
little
have them
harsh. I don't mean to, but,
No, I got you. I will
Okay.
do my best, but I can't promise anything, you know?
okay, I know, but they should have at least been asked.
They should be responding, saying we
Yeah.
can't come or we can.
So if I can't get them, you want to cancel the meeting?
If they're not coming, there's no reason for us to meet.
All right, so sanitation, 6 o'clock on the 4th?
No,
Sanitation.
No, we can move us to the 18th.
The 18th.
And I
Yeah,
made a
joint
mistake
meeting?
with Nate. I have to schedule Nate for April because the 18th we have Ruben coming.
So you want sanitation for the joint meeting or a separate meeting?
No, sanitation for the joint, 18th.
Okay. No, I do know one person had a problem with the 18th. You're aware of that, Rich. I don't know if you saw that email.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the 10th is better, actually better.
Are you still doing housing on that
The
date?
third, I'm gonna be in surgery.
Better just to get them.
So you want to switch it to the 10th?
Jeremy, could I get a timeout whenever you're ready? Mr. Sergeant,
Or Rich.
should I speak?
No.
Jeremy, could you move us? I just looked at my calendar and I have a testimonial. I have to go to somebody being honored on the 3rd. Can we go to the 10th and Hazel agrees with me that would be fine. And Mr. Ryan, are you okay with the 10th?
Now that I see we got 4 committees meeting on the 18th, I may try and join that one too.
Okay. Okay, so it's really the 10th. Thank you, Jeremy.
spread yourself out, you know, next month.
Since I started too late, I gotta double them up where I can.
Education, is Alex here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you
So
okay with the
7th?
time?
Yeah.
It's 5th, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So remember so we need your agenda by that Friday, the Friday, the 28th. So the day after the full board meeting, we need your agenda.
Alex is talking.
Oh, it's
And then say with you, Rabbi, the 7th, the Friday before, we need that agenda. And basically
Alex,
health.
we
we
need
need-
your agenda
When he
by,
needs the agenda.
Yeah, right.
so he needs it by the 28th.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
28th. And the 7th for Rabbi and Sandy, even though Sandy's
I'm
pretty.
trying,
on top of it.
right, because no one wants.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's
We'll see
Ash
Park.
Wednesday, March 5th is
Okay.
Ash Wednesday. Does anybody have an issue?
No, usually they go to, if they do, they go to
Go
church in the
early.
morning.
Okay.
Or at night.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that go at night.
After
What?
work.
A lot of people
Yeah.
go at
Oh, I
night
don't
after
know.
work.
Wow. Yeah. And I just
No,
feel like
it's never a problem.
Walk up to the blocking and then walk.
I just wanted to point that out.
I better go buy some eggs.
Janice, the parks, I don't know if you have a need for a meeting or,
Oh, I'm sorry.
With that,
Those are my glasses, and my glasses are on my table.
Debbie's,
That's up.
is the 13th okay with you?
Debbie, is the 13th okay with you?
Yes.
Yep.
so just make sure we touch base on an agenda by sometime during the day on the 10th at the latest, well before 5 o'clock, please. And then ethics, the 17th, is that fine?
It's okay with me. Anybody else on ethics?
Yeah, it works.
Okay. It's fine with
Housing,
me.
I'm sorry.
Housing, yeah, leave it to.
Housing, land use, public safety and sanitation, environmental protection.
Yes.
And Brian.
And community development.
Wow, what a
Oh,
party.
wow, that's gonna be
So I've
fun.
already gone
Wow.
over sanitation and land use. Housing and land use are kind of together. So it's really only public safety and land use. So, or housing, sorry. But then I'll be able to get everybody in by June as long as we have a meeting. for each other committee.
Okay. Economic development, assuming we have something. Executive board 6, leadership 7. So community development I got rid of. Right?
So you're gonna take off the community development then,
Mhm.
Brian, on the
Okay.
26th, he's taking off.
And then full board, 27th.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me update this. And then, March,
No, you mean April.
Yeah, it was 8. That
or
was
April, I'm sorry. I mean, if you want to get back to me on this,
Can we get back to you on this?
yeah, of course.
Wait.
This joint meeting thing will have to change, obviously.
You actually might leave. Oh, except for, we got, yeah.
I mean, we're doing, remember, we're doing April because some people find it convenient.
No, I remember. I just don't know if we could think that far.
Yeah, so I got housing on the 3rd and the joint.
I would rather leave it with the joint. I want to keep having joint meetings with folks, to be honest.
So you want me to get with housing on the 3rd?
Sure, yeah, take that out. It's fine.
Community development? Ryan?
Just to meet with them,
Oh, so
with
16.
economic development, so
That's
that
perfect.
should be fine.
So the 16th,
So you want to move to the 16th?
the community development.
Joint
Yeah,
meeting
that
on the
works.
16th? You want to have you touched base with Juan or Joanne?
I'll reach out to them and get them in touch with Ryan. I think
Bye-bye.
it's a good idea though.
Rabbi, which April 7th will be our meeting.
Sure. Interrupt.
Yeah.
My blood sugar slowly dropping.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to get a little
Yeah,
shaky.
I think you're good.
And I'd like to leave.
Yes, you're excused.
I just want to make sure that we don't have any motions that you need a quorum.
No, I don't
for.
think when you have any emotions.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna be-
I have to take her to her car. So
It's the-
Let's make sure she's okay. Good deed for the day.
Thank you, Rabbi. You are.
always do good deeds.
Always got the home intentions.
Feel better, Cynthia.
I'll have to make him never have to go my own. I used to go there with my kids. School every class.
Okay,
We'll talk
I
tomorrow.
haven't done it in a long time.
21st for ethics, and community development, I will take off
Yeah.
full board. We're good for April then?
Yeah, I think so.
Veronica, you like Hermitage?
I never had it.
I love them.
Yeah.
First.
If you had a
Alright, so we'll publish this.
I
as
will
soon as
make
The
possible.
17th looks like an issue. It's a holiday.
Is it?
What?
Yeah, only Thursday.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. For sure.
Yeah, but
We definitely can't do.
Yeah, but a lot of people in church at night that
People
day.
in service, that's the one, yeah. That's
What's
the
coming down,
Well,
people?
who here at the committee has a problem? with it?
I know. I mean, this is the issue. I think it's not just the committee; it's our constituents
Yeah.
who want to call in. So
Getting bad outside, people.
yeah,
Can we do the Wednesday?
yeah. Can we do the 23rd?
And then the
That's
next
right
day, a full
before the
board?
full
Yeah,
board.
but we set the full board, it's,
Maybe do the
It's
22nd if anything.
Yeah, the
because at least we'd
22nd.
have,
yeah, I would rather, yes, at least 2 days in advance.
Yeah. Okay. So 22nd. So
22nd.
yeah, okay. Because that yeah, it's a rough week anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
although
Alright, so let me take these off.
Friday, yeah, well,
Recommend people get ready to leave. The snow is coming down.
thank you.
Thank you. We much appreciate it.
He's safe at home.
Yeah.
So just remember, for,
Looking outside, he's like, "Oh God."
Are you kidding me?
Send the
just
traffic.
remember,
Why did they close down the schools right away?
Send the traffic trailers first.
just remember for April, I'll have to publish a generic
2015, there
agenda on
was a
the
snowstorm
21st.
down there.
Say that again. Sorry.
So remember, because we set the agenda on the 22nd, I'll have to post a generic one on the 21st, just because we need to provide the location of the meeting.
Okay, that's fine.
yeah, so you could,
And then we'll do the details on the 22nd.
yeah, the
Yeah.
one that he would usually show
Yeah.
to us at the meeting, put that one up and then revise it as we go along.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll revise it to the point where I can on the 21st.
Okay.
Wait, to April something that he can't have the thing at Lubin
We'll
Hall.
review it next, we'll review the calendar again next month.
Yeah.
so,
Wait a minute, Jeremy.
Yes.
Isn't the
April, isn't that an
isn't-
issue at Lubin Hall?
Lubin Hall?
Cause of
I always thought
Passover?
it was April. No, forget about Passover, but in the spring, and I think it's April, there's something with Lubin Hall, and we can't have the meeting there.
Yeah, Harriet, when you reach out to Gianna tomorrow, can you
Somehow.
verify?
Yes.
Speak
to both.
Well, we can move it to the cancer center. I forgot what they call them.
Calvary
Yeah,
Hospital.
we're gonna have to
Yes,
switch
but
that.
yeah, let him know, but
This is April, so we'll touch base with them tomorrow.
I'm just
find out.
reminding you because then
Yes,
the
yeah,
last
you're right.
minute.
No, you're right.
Okay.
All right.
Oops. All right, so we save and close this, right?
Go same time, Easter, Passover.
Say again.
I'm gonna save and close this. We're done
Okay,
with
yeah,
this, right?
good. All right, we're gonna move on. Gallery session. We're gonna do 2 minutes apiece for those who want to talk or say anything. You want to do it, Sandy? Or
I'll-
volunteer thing?
No, I'm gonna try.
Okay. Anyone here?
Yeah.
You can reset time over 2 minutes.
Well, we got 2 minutes.
Yo, she's making me laugh. I'm sad.
Go ahead, I'll edit.
Okay. No, I wanted to say that I did not receive prior to Bob Press's thing. I did not receive anything until the night before the meeting.
No, yeah.
I just wanted to state it for the record that that's why I was not at November's meeting to speak my case. So for the stuff to keep on proceeding without my side of the issue, I think is unfair. As far as the Grace issue, I never, if it was brought for, if Grace brought forth in April, why wasn't it brought to ethics prior to January? So how am I supposed to know what numbers are correlating to cases that are pertaining to me? I do recall at one time when something was brought forth at the full board mentioning my name, I went to Naomi and I says, well, do I got to show up for this? And she says, no, it's not nothing to worry about. Don't worry. It's yeah.
I never said
Yeah,
that to you.
yeah, you did.
Nope, I would never say that.
So
Let's,
so how am I supposed to know when ethics gets something, and then when and if ethics decides to continue going forward on it? That's number one. And number two, when I emailed in
Time.
January.
okay, we'll give you another.
No, what? I mean, I'll just say this quickly. Is there an appeals process?
No.
We've never discussed that.
I mean, I think because you're adamant about your stance, I think you should pitch a appeals process to ethics. I think she would be open to that, so you can appeal your case. In most places, you can appeal your case anywhere in the world, right? But if you feel adamant about it, I think you should say, "Hey, ethics, I want an appeal process. I would like to appeal and go that route." Because I mean, I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I have no skin in the game. All I'm saying is that so I'm just saying that maybe appeal and then
Because last I checked, this ain't a court of law type
No, I
of
know.
stuff. So what's this appeal and guilty and all of that stuff? And it's only one-sided, but yet nobody's letting me put my side on it.
I hear you.
And I think it's unfair. In January, I emailed that I was not coming to the January meeting because I was sick. I had the flu. I barely remember that weekend because I had a fever. I had the flu. I was sick. I think that was worse than when I had COVID. You know, so for it to be mentioned in the beginning of the meeting that with my attendance not being there, it was like, oh yeah, she's not coming. It was just said very nonchalantly, like, oh yeah, she's not coming. There was nobody was given the context that I was not coming because I was ill.
I hear you. I don't think we could relitigate right now because this is not the place, the venue for that. I think going back to ethics and maybe appealing, we can't appeal here. We can't talk about it.
And as far as the code of conduct, I got an email from, not the code of conduct, conflict of
I
interest
saw that
board.
email.
Yeah. So they said there was not
It
a
was not.
conflict.
You're right. And I think I would like you to talk about that at the full board so everyone hears it and Grace can hear.
Right.
Because you were clear there.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. So I think bring it up at the full board when we talk about this.
Yeah, because the basis of people being on the community board is to be part of the community. I'm allowed to attend Morris Park Association. I'm allowed to attend BPECA. I'm allowed to attend AIM. I'm allowed to attend Pelham Parkway Neighborhood Association. I'm allowed to attend all of these meetings. You know,
Yeah.
right? We all are.
Yeah.
And prior to, you know, the current way people are getting on the board, years ago, we would have to go to the community boards and get a sign-off sheet that, yes, we attended. We would have to go to the community meetings to get a sign-off that we attended. We had to be part of the community.
I hear you.
So if that was something I had to do to get on the community board, then it was basically ingrained into me that I gotta go.
So let's
you know,
bring that up.
so
Bring that up at the full board because right here, I need Grace to hear this. Right? They whoever lodged this stuff, we didn't lodge it against you, right? So I think that one for that one.
And for you guys to say I can't vote on something that's AIM. First of all, her SAPO was not even an AIM SAPO.
Debbie, I hear you. Thank you.
No.
Okay. Anyone else?
I just needed somebody to be hearing me because I was being put silent for too long, and I'm sorry.
Thank you for sharing. Anyone here? Anyone else? No.
Thought I saw some hands.
Yeah, no, online number one next. Anyone online?
If that arrow, if there are more people underneath it,
Let's see. That's
You want me to say who has their hand raised?
I see. Let's go with Christine Culpepper. 2 minutes. Let me know when you're ready.
where did Sandy go?
All right. Miguel?
No, sorry. Remember, I have to unmute them because we have people talking out.
Unmute her. Okay, yeah, please. Sorry.
Should be able to unmute now, Christine.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, so wow, it's 8:30 now, right? And I just wanted to say the amount of time that we have spent collectively between, I don't know, 3 meetings now discussing this is crazy. I just want to say that what I think really needs an evaluation is what actual complaints are being heard by the board. Because this ethics complaint process is being used very loosely by people who have a personal vendetta against other people to bring up these complaints that keep us here for hours going back and forth on procedural stuff. If there was nothing in the bylaws, if there's nothing in the charter that says that, I'm sorry, Debbie can't do this or Jeremy can't do that, then we shouldn't even be hearing it. Yes, it's poor judgment, I think, right? I think that, yeah, it was a bad decision. We all make bad decisions. Moving forward, we need to correct ourselves. But if you really want to correct all those things, it needs to be written in stone. The procedures have to be written in stone. So like Cynthia said, nobody can challenge them. We spent a lot of time listening to something that I think I agree with Ryan. I think that Ryan said it wasn't really a violation of any rule. I don't think. right? So that is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Miguel? Well,
Yes,
hold on,
yes, to get
we're gonna
unmuted.
unmute. Go for it, I think.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Okay, I just wanted to state for the record, again, that I know we're killing procedure here, really, but the flow chart was not voted on because it was not required to be voted on. And that was cleared by the mayor's office, et cetera. So I just wanted to make sure that that point is taken, because I think that, requiring every piece of housekeeping to go through to a full board vote takes up a lot of time. Secondly, Rich, this is to you. What exactly were you saying when you were saying that the ethics process nearly imploded the board? Was it?
No, I just think that we used to have more controversial ethics complaints in the past, like the vote, like the Just Homes apology. That one almost destroyed us, is what I was talking about.
Right. Okay,
Yeah,
I just wanted to. I wanted clarification on that.
Yeah. It was just that.
Okay. And that's all I have to say. Have a great night.
Thank you, Miguel.
I'm just saying.
Naomi, sorry to interrupt. I think so. Miguel has a good point. If you could bring to the full board the statute that says we don't need to vote for.
Yeah.
Bring that to the full board so we can
No
talk
problem.
about it. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have to find the
Okay,
video
okay.
because I remember us talking about that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anybody else online?
Yeah, my hand is up.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Jeremy.
First thing is, versus making up time at the full board, why don't I just email the board, Debbie, whatever Debbie received from the conflict of interest board?
Yeah.
I mean, she can still mention it, but it's easier if everybody just sees it in black and
Jared
white.
suggested that he send the email you received from the conflict of interest board to the full board so they have it before the meeting. She said yes, Jeremy.
Yep.
Okay, that's the first thing too. And I'm just
Sorry,
saying,
but Debbie does have a hearing problem, so if you don't
When
speak
he
louder,
talks,
she can't hear.
it's an echo that I can't.
Yeah.
all right. So Madam Chair left, right? She couldn't stay, Cynthia?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to iterate what she said earlier. I think the problem is when we say things publicly, we say the full board voted on this. When they didn't, that's where we run into a problem, right? I think that's where people kind of get rankled. So let's just, she said that earlier. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she said that earlier.
About what?
So we're talking about this is the process that the full board voted on. That was repeated at least 5 times at the ethics committee meeting.
Oh, yeah.
But when that turns out, I think that's the real issue.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. But we all did our homework. I think we all went back to the tape today, and we found out that it wasn't. So I think that it worked itself out in that sense. But you're right. We're not perfect. I think that's the only thing I can say about that. But you're right, 1,000%.
I just have one
Go
last
ahead,
thing.
yeah.
Just publicly for the record, I would never tell a respondent or a complainant, don't worry about it, because it's something that's a document that's in writing. So I would never tell anyone that. Everything, like I said, is shared with the office. If you have, and I just want to publicly state again, if you hear your name or you have any questions for the ethics committee, feel free to contact me. Feel free to call me. Feel free to contact the office. If you have any questions about any ethics complaints, your name, anything. Thank you.
Anybody else online want to say anything? Okay. Hearing none. Moving on. I think we got motions. We have no motions right now. Old business. No old business. New business, any?
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
I'd like to bring up the code of conduct. And the code of conduct just says repeated violations by the same person will result in further action by the board. If it's someone in the public, as was mentioned at the last ethics committee meeting, we don't have any recourse on that. The board has so far not enforced that particular part of the code of conduct, and I think that we need to. I have a particular case that I sent to the ethics committee that I don't want to review in public because it does have some sensitive language. And I think that could be embarrassing for some of the people who are involved. I don't know if we want to talk about it now. I don't know what the process should be. It might be better to have the chair here as well. We don't have a quorum anyways.
We might.
That's gonna have to be spoken about next month.
So I think, yeah.
We have to talk about it. We can't do it, and so we got to talk about it.
Well, right, ethics can't. So I feel like the next best place to come is leadership.
So I at full board, and we've done this a few times, and it was a pain in the butt. We went into executive session.
Yeah.
We kicked out the public.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. We could do that at the full board. I mean, that's
To talk about what you're.
Well, about,
your
yeah,
suggestion.
about his suggestion, because it is a sensitive topic. It's about a member of the public, and by our bylaws, we can't discuss it here, or at ethics. I mean,
Just just a reminder, whenever we go into executive session, there are only certain reasons we can go into executive session, and we have to be very direct of what reasoning we give for going into executive session.
Can
Because-
Ryan send it to the leadership board, what he wants to discuss?
he sent it to ethics already.
Oh, but
Yeah,
I
but
would
we
think
couldn't-
ethics is
but we-
just one group. Okay.
But we couldn't talk about it in ethics
Oh,
because
It has to do with someone
Has to
that's
do-
not.
yeah.
on the board.
that's why I'm saying that's, oh,
but it's a public member.
okay.
So that's the issue. To his point, we don't have the right mechanisms to sort of, it's always on us, right? We're the ones who get targeted. Oh, send so and so to ethics, but it's not the other way around. So I don't know what to do. Normally, it falls in a sergeant of arms to kind of,
Right.
hey, you don't do this, you gotta get out of here. You gotta go. I don't know.
And the act, right, I think the action is at that time of the meeting where
Yeah.
action has to be taken.
So like I said, the line that I'm sticking on is repeated violations by the same person. And I think in my complaint, I showed that
Yep.
there are repeated violations by the same person can be dealt with further by the board. We don't have any definition of what those actions can be, how we will go about
Right.
defining those actions, what we'll do. But I think that there does need to be
A discussion.
some sort of process. I don't know that that needs to be written into the bylaws, but we need to talk about it somewhere.
Yeah, that's something that before we get it into the bylaws, we have to figure out what we can do and what,
My suggestion is, talk to the borough president's office and just pitch this idea. Look, we have this issue.
I did.
I mean, what they say? They said, good luck.
Yep.
Sayonara.
I think we need to.
I can do everything else.
They said
Yeah.
there's no jurisdiction.
I think what we need to do is come up with some kind of proposal of what we would like to do, and
Yeah.
then take it to the law, to the
Right.
legal area of the BP's office,
Yeah.
and have them look at
That's a
it and
great
let us know, if we took these actions, is this okay?
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good
No, I
idea.
agree
And
with
let
that.
them come back and tell us whether or not those
Because
actions, because if we ask them for information, they're gonna come back and tell us to discuss it amongst
Yeah, that's
ourselves. So
true.
let's do it, let's give them a proposal and see what they say
I
from
agree.
there.
Because
Very good. I
means
agree, because that can raise up a legal issue. Someone can sue.
Yeah, that's why we said
and technically, we're supposed to be open to
that's
everyone.
that
to
literally
speak.
that's the problem.
That's the idea.
So maybe, but
Technically,
you
they
can't
have the right to
always
speak.
remove
whatever it
someone,
is.
right? So
I got
like
a feeling
it's
I know who it is.
there are
Yeah,
limits.
But you have to
on-
have pause,
Right.
Ryan. It's this very difficult and touchy subject because I would sue, and people out there know how to sue. So you better be that's a very fine line, trying to remove a member of the public from meetings because of it has to be agreed upon everyone on the board. It's a very touchy and technical and legal matter. You have to be
So I
careful with
think-
this.
I think the proposal idea is a good idea. Let's work on that. I know back in the day, there used to be cops at our meetings for that
Yes.
reason.
Yes.
And it was kind of scary.
Yes. Yes.
Because you're like, all right, if someone goes crazy, you have to physically restrain them and get them out. We're not there anymore, but it is still a
Yes.
nuisance. So I think let's talk about proposal.
That was present when somebody got physically
There you go.
removed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
So
I
I don't want
remember
to go
that.
back to those times.
Well, I mean, the proposal I put in the ethics complaint, if we could run that by, I don't know how much we want to, that could be a starting point for the BP's legal office. I'm kind of concerned since the BP's a little bit a part of it, but
Yeah, but you have to, Ryan, if the person that you're talking about is only offending you, but no one else on the board. And they begin to ask questions, legal questions about, is that person disturbing anyone else? And they said, no, you have a very weak argument. So you have to make sure that everyone agrees with you.
Yeah.
So are we talking about bringing it up at full board, bringing it up next month at leadership, next month at full board after we've had a chance to discuss it?
Well, we need the proposal.
Okay.
Yeah. That we're gonna
So you're
talk.
gonna look at the proposal in ethics.
Well, I think we could discuss it at full board and let everybody know that they should submit their proposals. Because we need to let the full board know that if they have any proposal on actions that we can take, then they should submit it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so we'll
we
talk about it
can
next
talk
week.
about going into executive session to see if this falls
Okay, that's
onto
a good
one
one.
of the things.
All right, so we'll do
And then
that.
we'll figure it
All
out
right.
then.
All right, good. I agree. That's good. So exec session, then we'll pitch it there. All right, good. That makes sense. All right. Thank you, guys. Any other new business? Okay, hearing none.
I make a motion.
There we go. What? What's the motion?
I make a motion
What is
to
it?
adjourn the meeting.
Second. Anyone opposed? No, hearing none.
Okay.
Meeting adjourned at 8:38 p.m.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. See you next
Be
week.
safe.
Thank you,
Watch
guys.
it tomorrow. Thank
Good night.